Imagine an empire where the most powerful man was not just the ruler, but also a madman, a figure who could plunge an entire civilization into chaos based on his whims. Today, we're diving into the lives of three of the most outrageous, unpredictable, and wildest Roman emperors. From extreme decadence to sheer cruelty, these emperors will leave you wondering how Rome survived. And make sure to stay till the end, because after hearing about these madmen, you'll want to check out the Year of the Five Emperors chaos in Rome for even more shocking stories. Our first emperor needs no introduction. Caligula, the man who turned absolute power into his personal playground. Ascending to the throne in 37 AD, Caligula started off well, but soon things spiraled out of control. He believed he was a god, and he wasn't shy about it. Caligula demanded people worship him, even tried to make his horse a senator. Yes, you heard that right. His horse, Incitatus, was treated to golden stables, servants, and a title in the Roman Senate. But Caligula's rule wasn't just strange, it was violent. He indulged in public executions for sport and tortured nobles on a whim. Eventually, the Praetorian Guard had enough and assassinated him, but his reign would forever be remembered as one of Rome's most terrifying. Next up, we have Nero, whose name still echoes through history. Nero ascended to power in 54 AD, and like Caligula, his early reign was promising. But as time passed, Nero's eccentricities turned deadly. He's often accused of fiddling while Rome burned, though modern historians doubt he actually played an instrument during the Great Fire of Rome. What's not in doubt is his cruelty. Nero loved the arts, considering himself a gifted performer. But when people refused to appreciate his talents, they often met a grisly end. He allegedly had his own mother killed and took revenge on anyone who dared oppose him. The Senate eventually declared him a public enemy, and Nero, fearing capture, committed suicide, but not before leaving a lasting mark of paranoia, indulgence, and madness on the empire. Finally, we have Commodus, an emperor who seemed to think he was living in a gladiator movie long before Hollywood got the idea. Ascending in 180 AD, Commodus viewed himself as a demigod and even renamed the months after himself. He spent more time in the Colosseum than ruling the empire, fighting as a gladiator against wounded or helpless opponents. An emperor who loved to bask in the glory of staged victories. Commodus was obsessed with power and public adoration, but his reign was filled with chaos. His own staff, fed up with his dangerous eccentricities, conspired to assassinate him in 192 AD. It was an end befitting a man who seemed more concerned with personal glory than leading an empire. What connects these emperors? All three allowed their obsessions, whether with power, art, or gladiatorial combat, to shape their rule, dragging Rome through some of its darkest days. These emperors represent a time when madness and ambition coexisted at the highest levels of power. Want to dive deeper into Roman chaos and political intrigue? Be sure to check out our next video on the Year of the Five Emperors chaos in Rome, where multiple emperors fought for control, and the empire teetered on the brink of collapse. You won't want to miss the backstabbing, betrayals, and power plays that defined one of the most chaotic years in Roman history.